Everybody, welcome to the Probate Nurse Podcast. My name is Melanie. I'll be your host for the show. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mike and Brenda Martyniak, and they are the owners and founders of a company that's based in Hudson, Florida, and it's called POV HomeWatch. Hi, Mike and Brenda. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Having us.
Hello, Melanie.
Hi, friends. So glad you two could join us today. You have such a wonderful business, and it's very niche down, and it definitely overlaps with what I do in my business. So we're really excited to have you here today. So can you tell us a little bit about your background before we get into your business? Can you tell us about, what you did for a living and how you got into your new business?
Okay. We started in 1975, and we were in search of a retirement business. And we were looking around for, well, actually, we had a squatter in the neighborhood, and I was researching how to handle squatters. And I ran across this business called POV HomeWatch. And it looked very interesting to us, looked like something we could do in our retirement years. And we are now at going on number 9 years. Yeah.
It's amazing, so much for your retirement, right? You're actually spending it working, but I think you really enjoy what you do.
Well, we're not retirement type people, I guess.
Yeah.
Just a minor update, not 1975, but for the past 9 years, since 2015 is when we began with POV HomeWatch. Brenda's thinking of the onset of her marketing company back in
Yeah. So tell us about that marketing company too. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you did there, because that's so beneficial for your business.
Well, I am a graphic artist, and I do design work, a lot of portfolio type work. And I've been doing that for quite a long time. That's why I got confused. Yeah. But we started, I opened our incorporation under Point of View Inc. And we've kept the corporation, and we now have a DBA as POV HomeWatch.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, your skills definitely transfer over to what you're doing now. All the marketing that's involved, especially, when you have your own business, how much goes into it.
And my background is simple, Melanie. It comes from my operation and contribution in the defense industry, military avionics, where I learned ethics and good commitment to work, terms and conditions, and doing the job right in compliance to the needs of that industry.
Which is perfect for what you're doing. That's definitely a nice segue into what you're doing, to be honest, and so you kind of just stumbled upon this in your retirement and decided to run with it, which is fantastic. And it is so needed. So can you explain to our audience, what exactly is POV HomeWatch? What is it about? What do you guys do?
This is an evolving industry over the past 15 to 25 years. And I am a professional home watch agent, trained and certified to the ethics in the various associations with the National Home Watch Association and the Florida Home Watch Association. But in depth, what we do is we go into the home. We monitor, verify, and report on the condition of the homeowner's property. We do this by going into the home, doing a 5-page detailed, customized checklist of every feature and operational characteristic of the inside and outside of the property, ensuring that the home is being maintained and is secure.
While they're away, yes. A lot of snowbird business, people who take long-term vacations, people who live out of the country.
What a service.
Right.
What a service that you have to offer there. You can really see that with the snowbirds when they're gone for maybe up to 6 months or longer. And just knowing that they have that peace of mind, which is what I say in your marketing, peace of mind for yourself, knowing that your home is that well taken care of. So, with that being said, I know you've got a 5-page detailed list of things that you look at. So I think that's pretty extensive. Can you kind of break that down a little bit?
Well, we go in and we verify the operational characteristics of the utilities, your heating and cooling system, plumbing fixtures, focusing on toilets and sinks, garbage disposals, water softeners. We make sure all the doors, windows, and the outside of the property is secure without any signs of intrusion. We set up the home specifically in compliance to how the homeowner prefers that the home be left, so that upon their return every 2 weeks, when we do our report and send them any photos of anomalies or problems, it meets their expectations and alerts them as early as possible in compliance to their homeowner's insurance policy, which simply states you've got 2 weeks to report your problem from date of occurrence. Otherwise, they reserve the privilege of your claim being denied due to negligence.
One of the things that makes this report very important is that we go in and we photograph just about every inch of the house. And Mike likes to say these aren't pretty photographs. These are photographs are under the sink and cracks in the ceiling, anything that might be there that we didn't remember being there. We can always look back at the photographs, and we can send those photographs in comparison to the new photos, so the client sees what the real issue is.
I think it's fantastic.
And especially when problems are developing over a short or long period of time. We look for trends and issues that have become real anomalies and become issues as far as damage to the home.
Just like roof and like you said, the water intrusion. You can really watch foundations. Things
All
like
sorts
that.
of things happen. Yeah.
We find lots of trees down, pool age, screen tears and screen pops. Pool pumps, water leaks in their pool.
Rodents, ants. We had an armadillo at one of the house that was ripping up the front and the backyard. Just endless amounts of things that can go wrong and do go wrong.
It's incredible.
Are away.
It's incredible what can happen. I mean, you can think about going away on your own vacation or holiday for 1 or 2 weeks, and you come home and it's like a different place sometimes, you know? So that's interesting. So now when you're dealing with homes that are vacant like that, would you say, or that your clients are aware that they do need to have the vacant insurance in order to pay out the policy if something were to happen to that home? Like say, you know, a part of the structure was heavily damaged, you know, they're aware they have to have that vacant insurance. Here in Florida, it's hugely important.
Either vacant insurance or special seasonal insurance for the property when there's multiple locations. Okay.
So that's interesting. So if you've got a snowbird that's here for 6 months out of the year and it's vacant for that 6 months or whatever, so you would recommend them getting like the seasonal, which is interesting. I've never heard of that before. But that's a new one. Probably less expensive.
That could be.
So along with the features and benefits that you mentioned, is there any other things that you could think of that would be a feature or benefit outside of what you said? I'm thinking, you know, out loud right now. You said you take up to, I think you mentioned this before, that you do up to 500 photos. So you really do have a nice library for referral.
We got the photo protection plan. We also offer a key holder service, which if someone wants to have rugs replaced or work done in the house, we'll go in and facilitate that.
Yeah, we'll open the home on behalf of the homeowner, verify and monitor the work in process, take photos, provide those to the homeowner so they can see that the work is done, their level of happiness, and we resecure the home and exit. We also handle their mail and any issues as far as deliveries. Many of the homeowners, while they're away, will want to do some renovation work, get that new refrigerator. So rather than have them return to Florida for delivery of a refrigerator or a new washer and dryer, we'll go to the home in agreement with the homeowner, open the home for the delivery, take photographs, resecure the home, and advise the homeowner.
Now that's a service.
We had one client that actually renovated her whole condo without ever stepping foot into it. So we helped her make that happen. Yeah, we
Oh,
even took
that's,
her deliveries of bedspreads and curtains and things that she had purchased for the condo in our home and took them into her home when it was delivered to our house.
Beyond all of that, maybe some of the most important features that we provide is preparing their home for a storm.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
thereafter, we would do an assessment, immediate assessment of the home after the storm has come through, taking photographs and advising the homeowner that all is well, peace of mind, or there is an issue, the degree of problem that we've seen. Many of the homes that we service have alarm systems. When
Mhm.
those alarms go off and the homeowner is notified, we are on call 24/7 to go to the home, verify and validate the condition and situation of the property. So it's kind of difficult to do when you're remote, out of state, or out of country in some cases.
Mhm.
That false alarm goes off, or as we've experienced, when alarms
Yes.
are valid go off, we assist the local sheriff in taking any corrective action
Mm.
in resecuring the home.
As you know, anything can happen here in Florida. And when people hear that news, it's just that you just want to automatically panic. So what a great service, and also offering up, taking packages in and assisting people with the rehabbing of their units. I have never heard of any management company ever doing anything like that. So you
Well,
guys definitely go above and beyond.
we're not, I wanted to make it clear that we're not property managers.
Right.
That was something that the HomeWatch is different from property management. I think in the way that the homeowner has more control. If there's something that goes wrong in the house, the homeowner selects who the plumber is, who the electrician is, who.
Wow.
So they don't get a surprise bill from their property managers, not knowing what has happened in their home. So
Sure.
I think that is a more controlling way for owners to take care of their property. They're in
Mhm.
control.
Yeah, I think it's a great service. I've had rentals before up in Michigan, and they were under, property management, and you never knew what was going to happen from month to month. And suddenly you would just get a bill for windows that were replaced or something. It was very expensive.
Right.
So had I been offered something like this, I would have definitely gone with it. So that's wonderful services. And I see that you have also just added a new service into the mix, and it helps to assist seniors. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, our new service is a variation of HomeWatch. It's oriented towards the short-term situation, resulting in the homeowner having to vacate the property due to a medical emergency, or they just can't stay in the home for an extended period of time. So, based upon their situation and the managing family member, we've been asked to go into the home, assess the property, come up with a maintenance plan, and assist the managing family when that emergency occurs to make sure that they can focus on the medical issue with the family member and letting us maintain the property to the level of standards that they require.
And these are usually people who live alone, seniors who live alone. There are quite a few. We have had, I don't know how many in the last 2 years, maybe 18 of these seniors that have had some different change in their location. The family up north needed assistance. Otherwise, they would be flying down here every other weekend. So really, that's quite a savings for the family as well.
And the service is really the Senior Assist Emergency Service product is oriented towards those suppliers, such as the Probate Nurse, handling those situations where you are aware of a problem, and that agency and the homeowner are unaware that our services exist to take care of the property during that period of time, and hence our excitement in joining hands and teaming with the a probate nurse.
Absolutely. And, and our businesses definitely do overlap. We work with a lot of families that are going through transition, downsizing, or they've lost family members, and those homes do stand vacant. So when I met you at the Boston meeting, it was just like heaven sent, honestly, just knowing that I can have my clients be referred to you and know that their homes are going to be really well taken care of. And not only that, but it's, I think for me with my clients, it's communication, that you stay in constant communication with your clients. And how often, I don't think we asked you this question, how often do you actually put your eyes on the home per month, every few months, or how does that work?
Well, our standard service is every 2 weeks in compliance to the insurance policy. But when their emergency exists, we typically will go into the property initially every week to assess the property initially and
Okay.
get the mail because it's not been forwarded yet. So mail is coming to the property. There may be conditions with the utilities that have to be attended to. And then we review the property in agreement with the homeowner, the managing family, to go as needed during that challenging time when the home is unoccupied. We typically will do that every week for the first month, and then thereafter we modify our visit plan to be maybe once every 2 weeks.
And once we get the home under control, because you may walk in and the doors and windows are not locked, and there's garbage in the house, and there's food in the refrigerator, and there are some details that need to be taken down and taken care of before we really stabilize the house.
Yeah, sure. You never know what you're walking into. You really
Yep.
don't. Same with us too.
And
The
when the
house
home
could be
is
filled, it could be filled with clothing, furniture, whatever. We don't even know what we're going to
when the home
find.
is liquidated, we coordinate on behalf of the homeowner as their advocate to provide a resource for home openings for realtors and home evaluations and assessments, utility company visits, pest control, all those things that have to be sustained, whether it be for a short period of time or a longer period of time. We're on call 24/7 to stay in contact with our clients.
Except for when we take our vacations.
With all the work that you two do to keep your clients satisfied, you need those vacations.
That's right.
Now when we go on
Or what?
when we go on vacation, we actually put in place a certified resource to function as an extension of our services, so that the houses and the properties are attended to should an emergency occur.
We have a man trained to take over while we're gone. Yeah.
Like that. Continuity of care. Same in nursing, and
Right, you can't
with you.
just drop off the face of the earth because we're responsible for their property.
So tell us a little bit about your clients. So we talked a bit about families that are in transition, but also do you help investors? Do you help people who have Airbnbs, or am I kind of off track there?
Well, we have looked at we have taken care of help me with this, Airbnb before.
Okay.
And sometimes they go for an extended period of time without being rented, especially now since more and more of them are getting on the market. So it's a good thing to have us in place when it's not being rented, so we can go in and check up on the property.
And after the home is the vacationer leaves the Airbnb property, we would be asked to go into the property and do a full evaluation and assessment in compliance to the homeowner's approved checklist, making sure that the property was
cleaned and maintained.
Properly.
Yes. So we do check on those.
So, I guess the other thing that we do is when properties are purchased and they don't move into the home right away. Johnny's going to graduate high school in 5 months, and between then
quite a few
and
of those
now,
clients,
we'll go ahead and buy those updated appliances or do some renovation work to the property, and save them the expense and the concern of having to be here, and making sure the work is done properly.
Sure. What a
Um,
service.
as
Wow.
far as type of clients, we go everywhere from mobile homes to mansions. And I think I've told you this, Melanie. It's not the value of the home; it's how people value their home. So really, we go across the board. We've had mobile homes, very beautiful mobile homes,
Yeah.
and big houses. So it just goes all over.
Yep. And all of our clients are most likely out of country or
Mm,
out of state.
mhm.
So
Sure.
we have had clients out of the Philippines, Scotland,
Hmm.
Norway is current, as far as Luxembourg, Europe.
Of course, Canada. Hmm.
So,
Wow.
we are in tune to be the advocate and committed to providing that level of service because they
Mhm.
can't.
I love that word too. You're the advocate. You're the voice of the person that's on here, and you're the eyes on the home. And no matter the value of the home, which I love, I absolutely love that. These services are so valuable that you have to offer. Anything else that we have missed out? Any other information that you would like to share with the audience? Like what sets you aside from the other competitors, that are in this business?
I think that what sets us aside is the detailed checklist and reporting format that we provide to our clients. I mean, Mike goes through 5 pages and he looks and checks every box that's on that page. We don't do a quick run through the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's checked. Every bit of it is looked at. So, and he's caught quite a few things. We've
I
gotten
bet.
Oh yeah, it's amazing what we found. He just did a booklet that showed all of the pictures of problems that we have come across, and it was like 30 pages of pictures. It was extensive. So
Give me an
you'll
example. Give me an example of one that you have that walked into that was just so different from the previous visit, even a couple of weeks or maybe even a month ago. Like what? Give me an idea of what you've
toilet.
seen.
Yeah, just recently, I've got a property in Timber Pines for sale. Homeowner had passed away this December, and the home is now being listed. My first service after the departure of the homeowner was to this past Monday.
Mhm.
We found that at some point in time, either the homeowner left or the realtor was in the home with during a viewing. They flushed the toilet, and unfortunately, the toilet was left running. It was not leaking, but was running open, constantly flowing the water through the toilet and exit
Sure.
the appliance to the tune of 320 gallons a day. And we think it
Oh,
was
Yeah.
probably
ouch.
5 days since someone was last at the property.
Another one was the ants that were all around the base of a toilet at one of the houses. I think I mentioned we had an armadillo that did all kinds of destruction. An armadillo could. I had no idea that an armadillo could do. We didn't get rid
Wow.
of it, but we called trappers for
Hmm.
the homeowner, and they
Hmm.
came and set up traps and caught the armadillo. That's one thing that we want to be clear is that we don't do anything that we're not licensed for. So we're not electricians. We don't mess with that. We do our home watch. We report the problem to the client, and the client tells us how to handle it, or they make arrangements to handle it themselves. So that's just an important feature to know.
I
Yeah,
love it. Love
yeah,
it. So they can bring in their own plumber if they wanted to, or you could
Right.
refer
Right.
them to somebody
we
else.
refer
Okay.
someone who is appropriate to handle that situation
I
and
like
coordinate
that.
with the homeowner and that service supplier to
Open the
open
house
the
and
house
mhm.
and do the work.
It's
Brenda
amazing.
mentioned the ant problem was an interesting situation. A simple 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in a 2-story building with a total of 8 other condos in that building
Mm.
complex. They had ants tunneling underneath the floor from an adjacent condo, leaving the ant mounds in their bathroom. So
Oh.
this problem had surfaced a month after they left, and
Mm.
we were able to inform the homeowner. They contacted the HOA. the entire building complex was properly treated. And then afterwards, we verified that no new signs of intrusion from insects
Mm.
were seen.
We found lots of green pools, lots of uncut grass, lots
Sure.
of things that weren't being done that maybe the landscaper or pool company were promising to take care of, and they
Mhm.
weren't doing their job. So that
Yeah.
you're paying somebody, they should be
Mhm.
doing their job. So
Oh,
that's
sure. And the next thing you know, you have code violations because your lawn is overgrown or there's newspapers stacked up, and then your home really looks vacant.
right.
And that's going to make you susceptible to squatters. So have you ever encountered that? Have you ever walked in and seen a squatter sitting there?
No, thank God. No.
Oh,
No.
wow.
Mike
Okay.
goes through a procedure. He knocks on the door and calls out before he enters the building. That's for vacant properties, because there's always that possibility that somebody might have gotten in there. So
You know, in many HOA communities, it can be a challenge, especially when you're not there. One of another property from up in Timber Pines in Hernando County, Spring Hill, they had a tree that was a very large tree growing adjacent to a wall that it was adjacent to
I know
a
this
grade
story.
school.
Mhm.
And the branch had come down out at the top. It was a very sizable branch landing on the wall and going over and intruding on the playground of the school. So not only did I take the photographs, inform the homeowner, based upon the degree of damage, she made a decision to remove the tree. And then we monitored the heavy equipment coming into the back of the home to make sure that they did no further damage to the tree and didn't leave remaining ruts in the yard as a result of some of the tonnage of the heavy equipment.
We had another client who had a branch fall over in the neighbor's property.
Oh.
And the neighbor, which Mike took pictures of, the neighbor dragged the branch into the back of her property, the client's property.
Oh.
Oh yeah. So Mike had that on camera. He showed, and then he and she said, "How'd that branch get over here?" And
Oh boy.
And the HOA was informed, and the situation was properly rectified by the
You never
neighbor,
know.
and everybody was happy. Otherwise, Barbara would have come home 4 months later and found this at the top of this tree that had broken off. Where did
Wasn't
that come
her
from?
tree. Right.
Not cool. That is so not right. And you know what? It does happen.
Oh yeah.
It does happen. You don't want them to become a dumping ground either. You just don't. So what a wonderful service that you can go in every couple of weeks and really give people that peace of mind. So it's fantastic. So for realtors, for investors, for people who live out of the country, out of state, out of country, if you need the services of POV HomeWatch, please reach out to Mike and Brenda. And with that, how can our audience members find you? What's your contact information and website, things like that?
You can go to povhomewatch.com. You can find us on Facebook under POV HomeWatch. And the number is, Mike, your number?
Yes, 727-415-0952 is my cell. And my cell is always answered. We're on call 24/7, especially for our West Coast people and people around the globe. Contact me. Be assured that that number, if I can get to that phone, it is always answered. We pride ourselves in being that advocate under that difficult situation.
What a service you two have.
Thank you.
Really. And I'm so looking forward to us working together.
Yeah, we are.
We do overlap, and I'm so excited. And before we go, because we have like just a couple of minutes, we just had a press release done. Mike, will you fill in the audience on that?
Yes, so we did an official press release for both of our companies that we publicly released, informing the new relationship and our ability to team together, bringing all of the needed resources together under one roof, so to speak, to ensure that all of these situations that most of us don't think of, but when they occur, we can at least handle things more routinely than in a crisis.
And it's wonderful to have the right people to refer to our clients. Mike and I don't make referrals easily. It's not something you want to do and then have a poor outcome. So it's great to have the right person to refer them to.
And I agree with you 100%. On my company, Probate Nurse, we have to use people that we know, love, and trust. That is it. That is it. That is our wheelhouse. We all work together for the benefit and to be the advocates for our clients. So especially on my end, when we're dealing with people who are going through loss and transition and the emotional status, that these people are in already, and just knowing that, we have people like yourselves on board. So
Yes.
really excited about that.
So they can focus on the medical situation with the family and let us take ownership of taking care of their assets.
Most importantly, most importantly, being with your family and knowing that your assets are covered. So I really, really like that. So thank you both so much for being with us today.
Thank
you for joining us, and for everyone watching. Be sure that all the information will be listed below in the description box, phone numbers, contact information. Thank you all for joining us today. And
Melanie, I don't think we spoke about our territory. We go from Brooksville, Weeki Wachee area, West Pasco County, and down into Wesley Chapel.
Thank you. How did we miss that? Thank you. And that's pretty broad, to be honest with you. That's pretty broad. So that's wonderful. Thank you both so much. And thank you for clarifying that, Brenda. You have a pretty good area of coverage there. So thank you both for joining us. And for everyone, again, everything is in the description box below. If you need help with anything and with your vacant home, please reach out to POV HomeWatch. Mike and Brenda are ready to help. See you guys on the next podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.